YouTube, this is going to be my final video, long story video. I'm running into the same topics over and over. I feel like usually I talk about different stuff, but up till now it's like y'all are not letting me know what y'all want me to talk about. Y'all are not talking back to your girls. So after this, I think I'm gonna stick to short videos, yeah, but this will be my last conversation, because it's starting to, I feel like it's starting to repeat itself with, I talk about relationships, dudes, friendships. That's kind of like what everybody's talking about, and y'all are not giving me fresh ideas. So I think this will be like my last video. Until next time, I'll still do like last night. I went out with my cousin. We saw Donnell Jones. Yo, that was a ripoff. And I wanted to say that real quick. Inkwell is a ripoff. Like, oh my God. I wanted to see him because the last time I saw him pre-pandemic with Genuine, he didn't perform much and Genuine took over. But this nigga don't really, like, he got a whole album and I don't know why he didn't perform all his songs. Like LMA, she only had one album at the time, 2018. And no, actually she's had other albums, but one that really made it. And she kept the ones that people didn't know. I knew it because I follow her heavy. Like after Booed Up, I did the research and she's been doing music since 2012, y'all. It's just, it took a long time for her to really make it big. It be like that sometimes. Like Money Long, the one who sang Nobody Knows Me. She's been writing songs for other artists for over 20 years or 20 years. And she finally made her break, so kudos to her. But yes, Inkwell is ghetto. Like Inkwell, I paid $67 a piece, me and my cousin, and she paid for drinks. We went out to eat after. We went to a Thai restaurant close by. We sit and talked that's another thing I want. Those of y'all who live in New York City, y'all know Bryant Park is closed at midnight. I mean, I remember going out on dates and sitting there. I guess it wasn't that late, but yeah, we got there at 12 and it was closed. We had to sit on the steps. I'm like, what? But yeah, Bryant Park closes early, y'all. Yeah, and then Inkwell Club is ghetto. I went there for a friend's birthday in April. It wasn't bad. But as far as events, don't trust it because I paid $67 for general admission for me and my cousin. And people got in for free, which is not right. And then some people paid $80 for admission, general admission. So it was like, nah. And then Homeboy only sang 4 or 5 songs. I want my money back. Like, I want my money back. Like, yeah, it was a good DJ. And that's what my cousin was saying. She likes going there because it's a good DJ. I've never experienced a bad party. Like, at the end of the day, people know what's the popular songs. You could just go on the internet and find out what's the popular songs. But in general, it's all the same music. It is. Unless if you go to a soca party, then that's a different thing. Or like I went to an Afrobeats party at BAM. That was cool. But in general, these DJs, they kind of copy off of each other. So if you've been to one party, you've been to them all. So I just wanted to make that quick announcement. Like, beware of Inkwell. I think it's good for like birthday parties and stuff. But if you trying to go to an event with an artist, be careful with that. So that's what I wanted to say. They weird. Oh, when they say, so on a ticket it said 5 p.m. first come, first serve. Like, you have to be there early to get a seat, which I was there early. They had us standing there until 5:30. That's another reason why I don't think I would ever come, because first of all, if you come there at, let's say if you come there at 6, unless if you have somebody holding a seat for you, you're not going to get a seat. You're not. Like, it literally got packed quickly. It got very quickly. It got packed really, really, really quickly. So I don't like that. And then he didn't come on the stage. Like, even though the DJ was good, the party was good, and whatever, Donnell Jones did not get on the stage till 9:30. So we was in there from, I want to say, 5:45. Because even though they was letting people in 5:30, we still had to go through security. They had to check the barcode on the ticket. So I know that took like an extra 10 minutes. And so I didn't really get inside the place till like 5:40 or 5:45. So yeah, it's a long wait. I got there maybe 5 minutes before 5. And it's a long wait to get inside. I don't like that. Like, if you say you open at 5, open at 5. Now, if it's a long line and I'm waiting, that's totally different. But to have people standing out there, and it was hot yesterday, and me and the lady was like, yo, when y'all gonna open up? Then, for the first time in my life, a rude security guard, and he low-key was threatening me, like, oh, he gonna tell the next security guard. I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. He, they wanted to check IDs, which is weird. Like, this is a venue. Like, what the hell? Whatever. But they was checking IDs, and he was gonna give my ID to the person in front of me. So I took it back. I did. And so he apologized, but then he was going on and on and on and on. Like, then I get to the front of the line. He's like, oh, I'm head of security. And what he said? Oh yeah, I'm head of security. And you see that guy over? He not no damn head of security. Trust me, I know a boss when I see one, and he's not it. And I actually was looking for the boss because I was going to make a, which reminds me, yes, I need to make a complaint on him. They probably not open right now, but I definitely I need to make a complaint on him because he just kept going on and on and on. And then, like, I get to the front of the line. He's like, oh, I told you I'd be in the front of the line. And then I said, what that mean? And that's the only thing I said to him throughout the whole time. Like, I didn't go back and forth with him because that's ignorant. Like, why are you being so, like, rah-rah? Because you was in the wrong. You was going to give my ID to somebody else. So I'm supposed to stand there and let you give my ID to somebody else? What if she would have took it? Then what? And then what if she was the type of person to be like, no, it's not your ID, it's mine? Then that would have created a whole, you know what I'm saying? You can't be doing that. And I know he did that on purpose because you could feel the vibe. He did that on purpose to try to, for whatever reason, like, just to be ignorant. I could tell he's fresh out of prison. He don't have, like, customer service or social skills. Like, so what if I snatched it back? You move on. That's a part of a security. Like, I did security 5 years. You know how many people done cursed me out for no reason? I ignored them. Whatever. Have a nice day. God bless you. Like, but that's maturity. He's not mature. Like, I didn't say nothing to him. All I did was take back my ID. That's all I did. And he had a problem with that. It's like he's a bully. It's funny because so many people have told me their security guard stories, and I never had one until yesterday. That was like, I could truly say I've been clubbing, going out since my early 20s, 21. I never had no issues with no security. Never. Not even once. Yes, because I would have remembered it. Yesterday was the first. I'll be talking about that for years to come because Who does that? Like, you do something wrong. I can see if I did something wrong. But you did something wrong. You was going to give my ID to another person and I took it back. Yeah, I got a little aggressive because I'm not going to let you just give my shit to somebody else. I'm not allowing that. Sorry, you got the right one. I'm not allowing that. I'm not going to let you just punk me. Because, okay, and I know for a fact he did that because my cousin was coming from work, so she couldn't be with me right then and there. He did that because I was a female and I was by myself. Now, the lady in front of me, she was big, and you could tell she's no nonsense. He wouldn't have done that to her, but he did it to me because I'm by myself. You could tell, like, I'm quiet, kinda, and I don't like that. Like, you're picking on me for what? Just because you can? And I'm pretty sure he's going to do that to somebody else, because even other than me, he was pointing at another guy. Like, you can't be pointing at people. And then I'm on the line and he's still talking shit. Like, he's still yapping. And it's like, yo. Then he was telling his coworker, like, oh yeah, she crazy. She a problem. How am I crazy and I'm a problem because I took my ID? That's my ID. If my ID get lost, you're not going to go to the DMV and get me another one. I have to do that. Like, what are you saying? Like, I'm not supposed to take my ID back. You see the narcissism? You see and that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm getting into that. But narcissism is not just in a relationship. You have supervisors that are narcissists. You have security guards that are narcissists. You have school safety agents that want to be cops so badly. They're narcissists. I know somebody right now. We have a mutual friend. She does school safety. She gonna say, oh, she bragged about stealing. Like, I can't fuck with somebody like that. But she brags about stealing, and I'm like, you not afraid you gonna get caught? She like, oh, it don't matter. I work for a police department. Okay. You're not a cop, and even if you were, your purpose is to serve and protect. That's the slogan for the police department. You're supposed to serve and protect, not steal and think it's okay and get like, what? But that's narcissistic. That's very narcissistic. And narcissism, I wanted to say, is not just men. It's also women that could be narcissists too. Another example of narcissist is, like I said, New York from Flavor of Love. She was a narcissist. She thought she looked better than everybody. She thought she was better than everybody. And you really start to see the narcissism in season 2 with her. Like, she was just ridiculous. Like, they kind of bullied her a little bit in season 1, but in season 2, she became the real villain. Like, she was so narcissistic. She belittled the girls and all of that. And I wanted to say this. Narcissists have very low self-esteem. I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to repeat that again. Narcissists have very low self-esteem. Okay? These are not people who are happy people. These people are not happy for you or themselves. They're very miserable. That security guard, I don't know him and I don't care to know him, but he's a very miserable individual. The fact that you could sit there, and he was doing that because I wasn't saying nothing back. Because for me, I'm not going to entertain ignorance. Like, that's just ignorant. I didn't do nothing to you, and you going on and on and on and on and on and on. I get to the front of the line, you still going on, telling your coworker, oh, yeah, it's like, just drop it. Like, it's over. The situation was over like a half an hour ago, and you still like a bitch. Like, I'm the one that's quiet. Like, whatever, let it go. And then the thing that this is the reason why I'm gonna make a complaint is because he threatened me. He tried to use his position. He lied. I know he lying. There's no way he's had a security with that attitude. And then the way he was dressed, he got a bunch of tattoos on his arm with sagging pants. You just started last week and you got a hookup. There's no way you had. I did security 5 years. I know what head security looked like. They wasn't there. I know what a boss looked like. They wasn't there. So I was like, I need to make a phone call. I don't have a name, but I have a description. And because he said he was going to tell on me. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll tell on you too. And that's another thing I wanted to tell you about narcissism. Like, when you're in the right, they'll try to make you feel like you're wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was I took my ID back. He was trying to be funny. Like, you can tell when somebody's trying to be funny. And then the weird thing is, he apologized, but then he was like, F that apology, and he's like going on and on and on. And I'm like, at that point I realized like something's wrong with him. It's not even about me. It's just something triggered. Because first of all, when you're doing an exchange, whether if it's money, IDs, whatever, people are going to snatch from you. That's just human nature. Just like if you have my money, I never had to snatch no money from nobody. But if I did, I would. If I feel like you being funny, yes, I'm a snatch. I've never done it. I've never done it. But if I feel like you being funny and this is my money, yes, I'm going to snatch it back. Absolutely. Because I need to teach you and show you that I'm not the one. And that's the thing. And that's one thing I hate about my aura. Sometimes I come off as very soft and very nice. And I don't like that. Like, I want to be more aggressive. Like, I'm working on me being more, I have to work on that. Because I noticed the difference between all the women that was there. If they was by themselves, you could tell like they wasn't the one. Oh, I'm not gonna fuck with her. But for me, I'm quiet, I'm attractive, whatever. So he think he could just pick on me, and it's like, you look gay as you. Not even gay. You look crazy. What do you look like? You just. And it's like, what if I was that type of female to be like, I'm not right in the head, and I make a phone call and you get fucked up? You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope he does that to the right woman, because that's what's exactly going to happen. He's going to go back and forth with the right person, and they're going to find out. Leave people alone. Like, leave me, It's like you picking on me, like bullying. That's what it is. And so, that's what it basically is. It's a very bullying, harassive spirit. So those are my kids. I know I have a lot of kids. I have a lot of subscribers that's kids. When you go to school and you look nice, you wear nice clothes, you have a lot of friends, your hair just got done. Let's say you just went to the beauty parlor. Your mom spent a good grip on you. You look nice, right? You get to school and there's this boy or girl that's like, you don't look all that, your hair ugly. That is a narcissist. That is someone that's trying to put you down. That's somebody that's trying to, they feel like shit, so they trying to make you feel like shit. Or you can have ladies, when you have a nice outfit on and you looking good, but then one of the girls in the group is like, you ain't. Some of them will be bold enough. I had this one girl I used to work with way back in 2011, and she said to me, "Oh, you think you all of that?" I said, "No, I'm all of that." So you have some girls that's bold enough to be like, they jealous of you, and that's all it is. They jealous of you. That's all it is. Those are narcissists too, right? You could have a parent that's a narcissist. If a parent is telling you you're not smart, you'll never move out the house, you'll never amount to anything, and it's lies, because it's like, what are you talking about? Like, it's lies. That's what it is. It's the devil is the king of lies, right? What they say, the devil is the prince and power of the air, but he's also the father. That's what it is. He's the father of lies. So that you're smart. Everybody says you're smart, but then you might have a parent that says you're dumb. That's narcissism. Or you look very pretty. Everybody says you're pretty, and that parent would say you're ugly. You might believe the parent because it's like that's your parent, so it's like, or it could be an aunt, it could be a grandmother, and people walking around with low self-esteem, and you like, how can you have low self-esteem? You are just so brilliant and beautiful. Because their narcissistic aunt or grandmother or mother put that in them. Yeah, you got people who used to look fly, and then their looks change and they let themselves go because of a narcissistic, jealous person, right? Now, I wanted to go into ungodly soul ties. So I'm going to talk about this one more time because this could help somebody. If I could help one person, I've done my job. So, me and my cousin was talking last night, and we was talking about, ungodly. I was letting her know that it's not that you was in love, because this is the thing. Us as human beings, yes, you might fall in love with someone just because, but you're not God. You're not supposed to love somebody just because. Like, there's conditions to love, and it's okay. So, what an ungodly soul tie is often a person who comes into your life at the time of distress. If you just had a death in the family, this narcissistic, ungodly soul tie will come, and it looks like the person cares. They might even come to the funeral. They might be there for you. They'll tell you things that you want to hear in that moment. But as the years progress, they will say hurtful things that's been on their mind all along. With my ungodly soul tie, this is on my other channel, but he was not attractive. I'm going to say that again. He was not attractive. The reason why I was entangled with him is because I had got my feelings hurt from a coworker, and he was there for me. I was crying, and he was there. So I took that as, oh, he cares about me, da-da-da. And then he used to say stuff. And then my other coworker, she was like, oh, I think he feeling you, like, da-da-da-da. So, yeah. So, at first, everything verbally was cool. But then he started saying mean stuff to me. And I was texting my cousin this morning, like, I'm so happy that I was done with him by 2016. And I purposely would post it on Facebook, like, yeah, I got a man, da-da-da-da, and I moved on. But he used to say stupid stuff like, nobody wants me. And I knew not to believe it, because I've never had an issue with getting a dude. And I'm not boasting myself, but that's not one of the things I struggle with. I struggle with math. I struggle with finding a good paying career. I failed my road test. Like, little stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, well, the career thing is huge, but yeah, like finding a better paying job that I actually like. That's what I struggle with. Man is not one of them. I've never had that struggle. So when he said that, I knew it was just to break me down. And you got beautiful women that one man will say that to them, and it'll break them down. So he knew that, or he thought he knew that, oh, trying to tear me down. That's what the narcissist does. When you're in distress, they'll build you up like, oh, I'll be there for you. But then when they true colors come out, they the devil. Like I said, this man was not attractive. He was not my type, but he was saying things to me that I wanted to hear. Years ago, I wanted a relationship with him. He's like, we can't be in a relationship because at the time I was living with my parents. Mind you, I'm 21 years old. Who doesn't live with their parents at 20, right? I ended up moving out at 22 years old, which is still very young. He still made excuses because that was his main thing. Like, oh, you live at home, you live at home, you live at home. I'm like, well, I'm looking for a place. Like, ever since I was 18, I was looking for my own place. Even before my son was born. I said, well, at the time I was unemployed, I still was looking. and I thank God for NYCHA. But yeah, like he was very adamant about that, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to be with somebody that's still trying to figure things out." Mind you, even though I was unemployed, 2010, 11, I was in trade school. Your girl was volunteering. I wasn't at just home being a stay-at-home mom. No shade to stay-at-home moms, but I was very active, and I had an income. I had unemployment, so I couldn't understand like his negativity. Like I couldn't understand that. And then